The music starts soft, that slow, steady beat I used to play on repeat. The last CD I ever bought. The one that lived in my car, warm from the sun, spinning like it was keeping time for me. And I breathe with it. 3. Out 2, 3. The rhythm settles into my chest the way it always did. A reminder that I was still here, still fighting, still moving. The beat lifts, gentle, warning, familiar. And I feel myself falling into step with it. Like the song is walking beside me. Matching my pace, matching my fear. Because back then, everything in my life had a rhythm too. The court filings, the accusations, the way he said my name in front of a judge, the way the system nodded along to him like it already knew the chorus. Kept telling myself, stay steady, stay focused, stay alive long enough to make it to the hearing. The music swells. That moment in the song where the world feels like it's opening and closing at the same time. And I remember driving through New Orleans with the windows cracked, the CD humming, my heart beating in time with the track. I remember thinking, I'm almost there, just a little further, just hold on. Then the rhythm drops. Quiet. And that's what the end felt like. A sudden stillness. A blank space where memory should be. A silence that didn't match the music at all. But the song keeps playing now. Soft, steady. Like it's carrying my voice forward because I couldn't carry it myself. If you're hearing this, it means the rhythm didn't stop with me. It means someone pressed play again. It means my story is finally moving in time with the truth. I didn't vanish. I was erased. No. The beat goes on without their permission.
If you're hearing me now, it means someone finally came looking. Someone finally cared enough to pull the threads of a story that was never supposed to be examined. My name is Janice Lavelle Willingham. I was a Department of Defense scientist. I was a mother. And in the fall of 1994, I was fighting for my son in a city where truth had a way of disappearing. New Orleans was home, but it was also a place where paperwork went missing, where officials shrugged, where corruption wasn't a rumor. It was the air. I knew that. I worked inside systems. I trusted data, patterns, evidence. And the pattern around me was tightening. A year before my death, I divorced a Marine major. He didn't take it well. He filed accusations, unfit parenting, medical instability, fear-based claims about seizures I managed responsibly. He withheld our son. He used rank the way some men use fists. But I kept fighting. I gathered documents. I built a case. I prepared for the custody hearing that could have changed everything. I was days away from walking into that courtroom. I never made it. The official story says I drove off the road. A single vehicle accident. A drowning. A woman with a history of seizures. But the documents, the ones that survived, tell a different story. My death certificate wasn't found until a governor's office intervened. And when it surfaced, it looked like a form someone filled out without caring whether any of it was true. Time of death, 99:99. Zip code, 00000. Burial city, St. Louis. Cause of death, drowning. Manner of death, motor vehicle fatality. No coroner's narrative. No toxicology. No chain of custody. It reads like a placeholder. Like someone needed to close a file, not tell the truth. And the burial? The certificate says St. Louis. But I'm buried in Kansas City, the opposite end of the state. No explanation. No matching paperwork. Just another contradiction in a story full of them. After I died, my body was released to a funeral home and moved across state lines. That requires documentation, permits, signatures, oversight. None of it appears in the record. And then there's my estate. I had assets, savings, property, but there was no probate, no inventory, no court supervision. My ex-husband simply took control. He became the sole custodian of our son and the sole controller of everything I left behind. He later told that child, our child, that there was no inheritance, no estate, nothing. But the IRS disagreed. A $15,000 tax debt was filed in his name when he was 7. Income reported for a child who had nothing. A child who would spend 23 years under the control of a man who used military interrogation tactics inside his own home. So, what really happened to me? Why was my death recorded with impossible numbers? Why was my burial misreported? Why did the coroner's office leave blanks where answers should be? Why did every system, military, civil, legal, medical, fail me and my son? These aren't theories. These are facts. And they point to a truth New Orleans in 1994 was infamous for. When institutions fail, they fail quietly. And they fail the vulnerable first. If you're hearing this, it means the silence didn't win. It means someone pressed play on a story that was never supposed to be told. I didn't vanish. I was erased. And now, you're about to hear what they tried to bury with me.
With your spirit right here by our side. Flipping through the pages of a life well known, a quiet strength in every seed that you have sown. We'll keep your memory like a steady flame, and find the truth that whispers out your name. This love's a river running deep and wide, with your spirit right here by our side.